lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share.
Welcome back. Welcome into the Lion's Share following Week 9 against the Minnesota Vikings. The clocks got set back this weekend, and man, so did the Lions. Lions got caught sleeping in, and the Vikings were the early birds. They were ready to reap all the benefits of this one. Lions had infinite choices all day long, just could not get out of their own way. They fall to the Vikings 27-24, although that score doesn't tell the whole story, and we're going to tell the whole story here in just a minute. The Lions now Lions are now 5-3 in a tie for second place with the Bears in the NFC North. Packers still up top, even with a loss. Dan Campbell now 2-3-1 after a bye week. Oh boy, guys. We talked about it before we just jumped on, and we just got to rip the Band-Aid off. These are the tough ones. These are the tough ones.
Mitchell, I know you got some angry thoughts. Would you like to go first?
I think I'm more in a state of, I don't think I can talk about it anymore. I feel like I unleashed to you guys the whole time. I'm in a state of depression. I think I'm going to echo Dan's post-game comments. They did everything they could to lose that game.
Let me follow it up with a question. Is anybody healthy?
Not on the offensive line. Oh my God, every play there was somebody down.
Yeah, I thought we were coming into this, we're getting guys back. TA's back. TA's gone again. Amik's hurt. Amik's back. Tate Ratledge looked like crap. So then he got hurt, and then he was back. And Mahogany, Sewell, Deck. I mean, it was a bad day. Is anybody alive?
Yeah, so before we get too deep in, although I feel like there's just not a ton to talk about in this game besides how bad they were. Andrew, talk to us about Deck. You're the big Deck expert. What do you think happens next?
As far as next season or the remainder of the year?
No, what do you think happens next? What's next?
With Deck.
Yeah, what do they do? Do they keep rolling him out there?
I mean, it seems to be their best option. Giovanni Manu was clearly not ready, was not the option, and that was on IR, correct?
Yes.
So he's not ready to go. Is Miles Frazier? I know we teased him coming back. He's not quite ready, right?
Couple more weeks, maybe week 12 at the earliest, probably.
Okay, and was it Seek that came in?
Sheikah, I was Sheikah. She came in for Ratledge, I think, right?
And Mahogany, I think I saw at the end. So who came in for Deck while he was out?
Skipper, I believe.
So
right?
they just brought in Skip.
Yeah, Skip came in.
Then I think they keep wheeling him out as long as they can, for as long as they have, and they're going to keep wheeling him out because there's clearly
they might have to literally wheel him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Hannibal Lecter. He's going to come in with the face mask strapped in, and he might do confidence points, and it might scare the other team, and they're going to say, hey, buddy, Halloween's over. But could still work.
Yeah, and that's with a bye week in the middle of all this, and now we're still with injuries. We were hoping that this bye week being right in the middle of the season was going to be a godsend, and it seems like it's not really done much.
Should we say what good teams do after a bye?
Certainly not lose to a divisional opponent after already losing a divisional game this season, now 1-2 in the division.
Right, but great teams could learn from these losses and then still win their division. Right, guys? Right.
Yes, I'm the right. NFC North is still wide open with the Packers loss today. I'm not concerned about the North, but it freaking sucks. This game freaking sucked. I'm going to say it. This one felt like there were so many moments where you just thought maybe they would finally get over the hump and stop shooting themselves in the foot. Even with the missed field goal at the end, or the blocked field goal, the second one, they were still very much in this game all the way to the end, and they needed to make those plays, and they weren't making the plays, and it was so frustrating. I told you guys, it was the most frustrating loss I can remember probably since the Commanders game, I guess.
Which play are you talking about? Is that going to be Gibbs to the left or right? Or is that going to be the screen to the left or the right?
Yeah, should we talk about Johnny Moe?
I don't know. It's whatever you want to get into it, but I think it needs to be addressed.
Do you think there's a resemblance to Johnny Moe and Jim Bob Cooter? Because that's what people are saying online, and I think that's a little bit extreme.
I also think that's extreme. But I mean, Jim Bob Cooter, I feel like is just a name. But it's predictable, right? Like I think that's the point of where it's at, and it's not. Let's go back to the swimming suit conversations. It's not a Speedo.
It's changed though over the season. Like we had this reaction, a lot of people did after the Packers and the slow start that they had to start the season, and then they rip off 4 in a row, right? And then it's like, oh, Johnny Moe's maybe he's better than Ben Johnson, and now we're right back to square one.
That's exactly it.
That's just the ebbs and flows of it, I guess. But still,
Well, it also feels like all of these have been, all right, maybe this is going to be the game that like finally gives them the wake up call. And then you lose to Kansas City and you call it the ref's fault and you say, okay, well, this will be the wake up call. Now we're angry about it. Apparently not. Apparently we need another wake up call. The division.
No, you can't do it. You can't do it anymore. The real wake up call. Chiefs. Chiefs is the only loss, and again, Dan's comments post game. This is maybe the first time I haven't heard him say in a long time. We needed this. He just said we did everything we could to lose. We got outplayed in all 3 phases, and it starts with the coach, and that's me. Thank God he didn't say they needed it, because you didn't. The Chiefs loss should have been all. Chiefs loss, got it. You bounce back against a good Bucs team. You go into the bye. You should come out and win a game you're supposed to win by 10 points.
Agreed. Can I ask you this, though, Mitchell? Because I want to use Dan's quotes. I want to use Dan's quotes, so I'm going to ask it regardless. You're in for the ride. It's on him. What could Dan have done better in this game? Like, where was his coaching flaw here?
Getting the team ready. And I don't know how else to say it other than you had 2 weeks, and whether it all falls on Dan. And even if it doesn't, he's going to take the blame. Somewhere along the line, something happened in practice, or they weren't sharp enough to have the worst special teams game they've had under Fipp, to get nothing done on offense, barely. You got a garbage time touchdown that's going to make the box score look better than it was. You got a good first drive on the back of Laporta. That's pretty much it. You couldn't scheme around. Everyone knows Brian Flores is going to blitz. Everyone knows it. You couldn't scheme around that. The only coach that showed anything today was Shep. They let up 258 yards of offense, and they gave up 27 points. The Texans had 15 points. They had 271 yards of offense. Special teams did the defense no favors today. So I think Shep made some good adjustments. The first drive was pretty tough. Even though, again, it's like, was that really their fault? I don't know. I just, you got to have the squad ready. That's your job, to get the coaches, the players, the Gatorade squad. Everyone falls on you when you're the head coach, and they looked like trash coming out of a bye off of a big win.
Tommy?
Yeah, inexcusable for that reason. You had so many things in your favor coming into this one, and you didn't deliver.
High-level analysis, please, Tommy. That was top tier.
Ooh, that was. Please hold. Tommy?
High-level analysis.
There we go.
There it is. The HLA is there.
And I think you're right, too, Mitch, right? You're coming out of the bye that falls on Halloween for them, so they have a Halloween party. But when they come back in the building, that's it, right? You got to snap back to reality. This is the fight that we've all been fighting. It felt like everybody was a step slower. We thought Brian Branch was going to play with a fire that we haven't seen before. And
Branch,
Hutch, Snorefest.
All these guys, just inexcusable penalty against Hutch. I hated that he even tried to fight it. I hated that the crowd tried to fight it. He very clearly just stuck his legs out to kick JJ. just weird, uncharacteristic of what we've come to expect from the team. Just weird penalties.
Did I hear on the broadcast they had 10 accepted penalties, and I'm sure others that weren't accepted, but 10 total penalties on the day. Was that a record high? Is that what I heard under Dan Campbell?
I heard that under Dan Campbell. I just heard it was for the year.
Definitely for the year it was, but
Well,
I don't know.
I think they're the fourth least penalized team in the NFL coming into today. Not anymore.
Correct. Yes, that's right.
Brutal.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, Dan, like you said, Mitch, I echo all those points that he's got to have these guys ready. I thought between the lines, between the start and end of this game, I thought he coached well today. I don't think there was anything that he had great on that challenge that did actually come back to be an incompletion. That could have been a game changer. The fourth down calls were probably all correct for the most part, maybe an exception to one there. But yeah, everything in the prep just seemed like the Vikings played with a chip on their shoulder, like they were playing for revenge. Last year they got embarrassed week 18 by the Lions, and that was evident today that they had this one circled. They were ready to play.
Just sloppy, unprepared football.
Over under on the number of offensive players that had a good game today? Like 5 guys? 5 guys have a decent day?
Well, under.
Yeah, under.
Ooh, so it's hammering you.
Laporte's JMO, barely. I mean, the offense had 65 yards rushing. That's so bad for the Lions team. Like I said, if they don't have over 100 yards, they're probably not winning.
Yeah, so I think to skip to the end of this shit sandwich, it all starts up front.
Right.
It all starts up front, and those guys got dominated today. And we can sit here and blame injuries, but before any injury came up, they just did not look good. And that's the problem, right? Like Ben and I were kind of talking about it. It's like maybe Morton benefit of the doubt. And I'm sick of the check downs, the screen passes, the fly routes or wheel routes. Like I'm sick of watching it, but like, is he gonna call all that stuff if they start getting 4 or 5 yards a pop, like we're used to seeing? If that offensive line is surging up the middle, is that gonna be a thing? I don't know. Now again, I think today he called a terrible game. I think when Flores is blitzing in your face, like try to run some slants, or again, get your guys in space somehow, some pitches, do something. I don't know, but the offensive line is a problem. I think Decker's a bit of a problem, and it's great when he shows flashes, but we haven't seen. He had an egregious holding call today that was just bad all around. Sewell's out there playing his ass off, literally clotheslining guys. And we've seen good play from Mahogany and from Ratledge, and Glasgow's done fine in center, but not today. It looked bad today. So I think when your offensive line looks like that, you're not going to do anything, and then it's just the ball never bounced their way today. You get one break off of Monty where it's like, okay, is the momentum finally going to shift? Nope, punch out, fumble.
Yeah.
It was one of those days. That's the story of the day there on that play.
Just not day. Jared never looked comfortable. He never looked comfortable. He was rattled the entire day. You had I think it was a low ball, but a ball that St. Brown usually catches, not get caught. It just, again, not the product that we're used to seeing out there. It just felt like a gross game, and it didn't feel like they were ever in it. And if they would have found a way to get it done, it would have been an absolute thievery from the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a little bit of hope at the end. You thought, man, if they sneak out a W here, as ugly as it is, it's gonna be so beneficial down the road for the NFC.
Yeah, what happened in the last 2 minutes? They obviously scored. What happened after the JMO touchdown? I was traveling.
They picked it up.
Nothing.
They first down, second down run, stopped them both times. Third down was a pass play to Naylor, I believe.
Yeah.
Dropped it in against
Got
Smollett.
Got into like midfield, and it was over.
Yeah, it was over. Then they could knee it out after that.
Yeah.
It felt like, again, shout out to the defense. Defense played pretty well today. It felt like the Vikings were living at the 50-yard line all day today.
Yes, it did.
Living at the 50-yard
beneficiaries
line.
of great special teams. Yeah.
Yeah. And even Jack Fox, who had a boom of a punt towards the end, like his first couple, I'm like, man, 43 yards when you get the green light to just get into one is like kind of tough. Yeah, again, I'm going to stop ranting and get off my soapbox. They lost in all three phases today, and I guess good thing it was as close as it was. I don't know. I don't take a lot of positives out of this other than it's one where if you really get into it and dissect the tape, they should be able to learn a ton from this game.
Absolutely.
I just really want these learning games to stop coming in division games.
Told you guys, they went perfect in the division last year, and then to have 2 losses already this season halfway doesn't bode well for you. You really got to win these divisional matchups, especially the ones at home. I mean, that's tough to lose at home off of a bye for so many reasons. It's just disappointing, right? And to echo your points on the offensive line, I mean, that's what's really elevated Jared Goff's game, right? Is he's had a great offensive line for most of his time here in Detroit, and you see what happens when you poke a few holes in that offensive line, and all of a sudden there's some pressure on Mr. Jared Goff, and he's not the same quarterback. That's not to say that they can't get it done with him, but in order to get the most out of Jared, you got to have an offensive line in front of him because he's not real shifty back there. He had a couple plays today where he shook off defenders coming at him, but other times where he's quicksand back there and he's not moving and he's down. As soon as the one defender is there, it's a sack, and it's not just a 2-yard loss. It's a 12-yard loss.
Not just down, gives himself up.
A lot of times. Yeah, it's just efforts. And sometimes that's the right play, but most of the time not. And so that's what's really troublesome. And now with Mahogany out for at least a month, if not 2, perhaps the whole season. I've heard this one out there, guys. Would you bring back old Big Z, old Kevin Zeitler, to potentially fill that void?
I don't see why not. It just really depends on. I mean,
I don't see why not, but Brad's is just not like a trade guy. I'd be ecstatic, and then I don't know what you do. I don't know do you just you take Ratledge out and you keep Mahogany, and I don't know. Can Zeitler play left tackle?
What is the official injury?
Mahogany is a ankle, lower leg, right? Dan said a while and hinted at maybe a possible return to December, but I don't see him back until maybe the playoffs.
Ugh, this is devastating.
Yeah, it's not good. And then, I mean, Mahogany was the worst one out there, but also Decker looked banged up out there. Sewell, I mean, to me, guys, I don't know. To me, that looked like he dislocated his shoulder. I mean, there's definitely something going on there, too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of AC joints getting sprained out there today.
True. We had a lot of hamstring injuries, and now seems like the shoulders are the hot thing in the league right now. A lot of shoulder injuries. I believe Aaron Jones also left with a shoulder injury as well, right?
Yeah, yep, same thing. I'm pretty sure. AC.
Yeah. I mean, probably different varieties of the sorts, but yeah, third down too has been an issue. I'm gonna hit you guys with some stats. You guys want to hit some next gen stats about the offense that aren't good?
Are they last gen?
They might as well be. So we all know they're terrible on 3rd and 10 plus. Now I think after today they're 0 for 21 or 0 for 22 on 3rd and 10 plus. But also 3 for 23 conversions on 3rd and 4 plus. 13% of the time they're converting on those, and that's 30th in the NFL. So that's bad. On 3rd and 4 plus, they're averaging about 1.4 yards per play. That's dead last in the NFL. 0.87 EPA per play, explosive play average, 32nd. Their best one in this little stat tree is 8.7 explosive play rate on 3rd and 4 plus. So third down is really where it was today. And today was an issue too, 5 for 17 on third down.
Did they complete a 3rd and 14? How can they be 0 for 22 in 3rd and 10 plus?
Might have to check Tommy on that one. Yeah, you're right. That's coming back to me now. They had a couple of those, and then one of them was a 4th down. But I think you're right. There was a third and long in there, wasn't there?
I know they completed one today. Because I did out loud make the joke. Well, at least they've made one.
take the monkey off the back. Now you know it gets easier from here.
Yep.
So maybe that you might be correct there.
Get those things updated, Tommy. What are we paying you for?
Not paying them enough or not paying them at all. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the offensive stats, those are the ones going around the world right now, heard around the world. Those stats are tough, especially 5 for 17 on third down in general today. That's never going to get it done. But what else? Oh, well, we had TA got an interception today. So
yeah, I'll hit him with a TA quote.
He was asked after the game how he felt about getting his first career INT, and he said, I don't really want to talk about that right now, to be honest. We lost. Very mature answer.
And is he okay?
Hurt his back today, and then he came back into the lineup. So I guess so. But he's kind of, I mean, that's the story of TA, right? Has there been a game this season where he hasn't missed plays?
That's what I'm saying.
What's his back injury? He had what? What was he out with?
Shoulder, I thought.
Was it shoulder?
Yeah.
Shoulder injury. Flavor of the week. So there's always something going on with old TA. But he did get an INT today. So take that as you will.
Was there another word on Saint too?
I don't know what. I didn't see anything after the game about that. Yeah, he did stay down on that one play, didn't he?
A couple of them.
I don't know. Just banged up. They got beat up in more ways than one today. That's a tough way to go. Kevin O'Connell had that team ready, and Dan didn't. That's kind of the story of the day. And it's just odd because Dan's such a good coach. And for him to be so subpar, to steal your words here, Mitch, off of a bye, that's a real head scratcher.
You think we see the day where Dan takes over play calling duties? Does that happen
this season, you think? Yeah. It'd have to get real bad, I think. He's gonna respect Johnny, I think. I don't know this for sure, but I would imagine he would trust him for a while, unless it gets real bad.
I mean, in danger of missing the playoffs? Where do we get to? What's real dangerous?
I don't know, probably 6 or 7 losses.
I don't know, man. I don't think it has to do with losses. I think it has to do with production. I think Dan is too smart and cares too much about the guys to not say, like, even if they're getting wins, if it's like it is where they're just not getting the production and it feels too predictable, I could see it, especially if they're getting down to crunch time. Let's say they're going into week 12 and they're, I don't know, 7-5, and it's because of the offense. I'm just saying, like, if they're, I don't know, even if, okay, let's say 9-4. Let's say they're 9-4, and they're or week 13, I guess, whatever it would be, 14. If it's getting down to it, even if they're getting wins, and it's on the back of the defense, and they're just not doing well, I could see it behind closed doors. I could see a situation where, like, Morton calls it in, and then Dan says, nope, do this.
I think we should have a little quality control check there.
Something.
Yeah. I mean, Dan did come in to call plays when Anthony Lynn was the OC, right? Do you remember what week that was?
They were bad.
Right? So I think at that point it was like, what do you got to lose?
Yeah, that's a different story.
Absolutely, totally different story. But these numbers are real numbers, and it is real concerning. I don't think it's necessarily an overreaction to say that the offensive line is troublesome right now, and the offense as a whole is troublesome. And I think we all kind of thought this could be the case, but I think it's worse than what we had thought. And the defense is really being asked to do a lot right now. And Shep is doing a good job, but we need the offense to get production, right? Yeah, I mean, this was a team with the second highest points per game just a few weeks ago, and still put up 24 today. But damn, it's not gonna get it done.
Well, I think the biggest issue is it's like kind of what Laporte is saying, and everybody says, like, there's too many good, talented players to feed on this team to have this little production.
Right. Exactly. You have a couple games where JMO's not involved. He gets a little bit more involved. If he doesn't get that touchdown today, though, I mean, these guys go quiet, right? Some of these guys have quiet games and quiet stretches of the season, and that works as long as you're still winning games. You can spread the ball around, and that keeps your offensive philosophy, diverse in that respect. But yeah, I mean, you need a little bit more. St. Brown's the only consistent one out of all of them, right? Laporta certainly has his games where he's quiet too. But this one was a good one. 6 catches, 97 yards. St. Brown also had 97 yards. Didn't feel like he had 97 yards, but there he is with 97. Mr. Consistent, Sun God. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting with the trade deadline this week if the Lions do try to make any moves in the offensive line or anywhere else. But offensive line banged up right now and in need of some help. May need some help from practice squads or the likes. Well, it's all one that we'd like to put behind ourselves, right? We put this one in the rearview mirror onto the Commanders. You guys got anything else from today that you want to get out in this therapy session? Get out.
Let's go bury the tape.
Let it all out. You think it's a bury the tape?
In my mind,
No.
I didn't watch much of it, so bury
No.
it from it.
Stare at it. Make them soak it in. There's no more bury the tape. No more bury the tape. Now when you've been to an NFC Championship game and you were a number 1 seed, it's eat the tape, live the tape, be the tape.
Wow, it's a rub your nose in it.
You are tied with the Chicago Bears. Better watch the tape and know exactly what happened and where you stepped wrong.
And the Bears 5-3 and the Lions 5-3, two totally different 5-3s, but still, all the same, all square when it comes to the records. Do you guys think there's any chance for the 1 seed at this point?
No.
I'm not gonna say no because the NFL, like, it really is wide open. Well, who's the powerhouse? We've been saying the Packers are on fraud alert for a few weeks now. Their offense is stagnant. Like, their offense is worse than the Lions right now.
They are kind of like the Vikings of last season.
Like, the Eagles' best wide receiver hates his life. Like, he has 100-yard games, 2 multiple touchdown games, and he still just wants to leave. Like, Bills have lost some. Chiefs looked like crap. We're on a hot streak. Everyone anointed them again. Lost to the Bills.
Packers.
I know you're talking about NFC, but like, every
Packers,
team is
Eagles.
vulnerable.
Packers Eagles is in a cup. Is it next week or the following week? Because I don't know. That one could. I assume that's an Eagles victory, but I mean that one will have implications on the NFC.
So is that the Monday night game?
It is a prime time. It's either Sunday or Monday night.
I don't know. We're already to the point where we need some help.
Absolutely, the Lions need help. They don't control their own destiny.
Ravens play the Vikings next week, and the Ravens are basically like almost a win out situation. But like, the Bears play the Giants. Eesh.
Bears are going to get beat up. I think they're going to be the one that kind of falters and has a decent record, but I don't see them. But who knows? Ben Johnson, I don't know. I think the Vikings are a little concerning now with a confidence booster win here. They could try to string off some W's here.
They'll figure it out. I think it was a lot about how bad the Lions played.
It was one of those days, and it was never going to turn around. It wasn't meant to be today. They had so many chances, even despite how bad they played.
So I got upset.
Band player of the week? Nobody?
No.
I will name some. Jack Campbell played well. J-Mo played well. Sam Laporta played well. Aiden had good moments. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, you don't get to say Aiden, not with the kick.
That was
What about the medical team?
No.
guys?
Listen, not only that, you just got paid, dude. I expected 2 sacks minimum. Had to.
I paid for my
You just
sack,
got paid.
damn it.
You just got paid, and the first thing you want to do is kick someone in the shins. Come on.
that was crazy. It wasn't even try to make it a little less obvious.
A little less obvious.
Like, look, he's got to be careful whipping those legs around too.
Yeah.
I mean, that is not safe at the workplace after what's happened. And Mitch, I know you'd like him to stop or cease and desist that celebration as well.
I don't. You know why? Because that's when people blow out their Achilles. I
Exactly.
hate that, especially on turf.
Yep. And it wouldn't be the first Lion to do so. It would not be the
Nope.
first one.
Shout out to
Tulloch. Yep.
Dude, it was the Maurice Jones-Drew of middle linebackers. Just
Oh
some
my
bowling
God.
ball out there.
Yeah, he was.
Skip them.
Halftime capsules.
Can we talk about how bad you are at predicting games? We don't need our halftime capsules. It's just trash.
Oh, can I ask a question to the third member of the crew here, the Mr. In Studio?
Don't you you look forward. Don't you dare turn all the way around.
Yeah, don't do it. Not for the YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube. We didn't do that at the top. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can watch every episode on YouTube, and you can watch us on Spotify video and subscribe and like and rate us 5 stars. Andrew, no halftime capsule. up
My
with
phone died. It was an event. Phone died.
Tragic, really tragic. But anyway,
Almost had the long
we
time
expect-
Lion come in with a celebrity recording, but he said, I don't know about that. He said, who, me, celebrity?
shout
Not
out
a
to
good
him.
day for it. Gotta catch him on a high, not on
Yeah.
a low.
That's true. This will not be the time to broadcast it. But yeah, shout out to all the shareholders out there. We appreciate you, and we know you're feeling this one.
T's and C's
This
this
one's
week.
tough, and no. Keeping you informed segment. Lions Commanders next week, week 10. We're into double digits. 425 kick next week against those guys, and that one will once again be on Fox. I don't know if we'll get Burkhart and probably Tom Brady again, back-to-back weeks. And we'll start seeing this playoff picture start to form now, entering double digits. The playoff machine will be coming out, I think, in a week or so from ESPN. We'll have some clarity in the next couple weeks. It's going to really start to form. Lions 1 seed hopes still alive, certainly still alive in the North, keeping things within. With the Packers loss today against the Panthers, frauds finally got alerted there. Like you said, Mitch, the offense is just so bad for them. Kind of thought they might sneak one out today. Thank goodness they didn't. They sit at 5-2-1, Lions at 5-3, along with the Bears 5-3. Pigskin spin. Picks from the week. Mitch stacked 2 W's, I stacked 2 W's, and Andrew, you split 1-1.
Garbage.
And that's tough because of for those who don't know, he had picked the Raiders, the Black Hole, to beat the Jaguars, and we tried to get him out of that, tried to stray him away from that, and he wouldn't do it. And honestly, good for you. Way to stand your ground there, and you deserve a win after their performance against the Jaguars. And what a way to go out. Going for 2, did Pete Carroll and the Raiders. Going for 2, going for the win at the end of overtime there. Not playing for the tie. You respect that.
Just when you think that baloney's got enough slime to stick, falls right off the window.
It's tough. That whole game, they were ahead a lot of that game, and I thought, man, he's gonna get this W, and I'm gonna be so happy for him. It's tough.
It was a low-scoring affair, and then ended up in overtime. It was weird.
It was a weird week in the NFL. I mean, the Panthers beating the Packers, the Colts get trounced by the Steelers. A lot of weirdness this week after 2 weeks of kind of bland play. you had a feeling that this was going to be a wild week, and it was a wild week. Bengals Bears was a wild one. They had 750 yards of offense, a ton of touchdowns, a ton of points, almost 100 points combined. You remember those days when Ben Johnson was the OC with the Lions, a lot of high-scoring affairs. It seems like he's built that in Chicago now as well.
A lot of plays look familiar.
And yes, a lot of familiar plays, a lot of creativity that we miss with Johnny Moe. But shame on those calling him Jim Bob Cooter 2.0. I don't think it's that. I think that's reactionary. I think everybody's emotional right now. Emotions are high, and rightfully so. I mean, not up to the standard. They played about 60% of their capabilities today, and if they maybe could have eked out another like 70, 10% to get to like 70%, they may have actually won this game. And we would all be sitting here saying, this ain't going to cut it, but thank goodness they got the win, and we're saying this ain't going to cut it, and you can't keep having games like this, that's for sure. And I don't think they will. But we'll be back on Wednesday to preview Lions versus Commanders, as always, on Walkthrough Wednesday edition of this show. Anything else from the NFL, guys?
FTP.
No. FTP, and we'll also update the standings for the Pigskin Spin. Mitch takes back, Mr. Mufasa takes back first place with a win, double win this week, 10-5. Papa B, 9-6, and myself, 6-9, entering week 10 of these old picks. So come back Wednesday to see another edition of the Pigskin Spin, and that's about it for the show. We know that these ones are the tough ones. We always say this, but just kind of speechless after today. Not a lot to glean from it, other than it's got to be better, and the offense needs to become their old selves. And trade deadline is on Tuesday, so any moves we'll recap on Wednesday as well. Closing time. Last thing I was going to say, Andrew, is you've fallen for a couple fake tweets. I think you had a Kansas City Chiefs trade with the Giants.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't you?
I think I got hacked.
Well, I was thinking we could have some fun, and maybe since you've bitten the trash a couple times on these, maybe we could come up with our own fake things and run with them online.
Yeah, let's do that.
We could spin this and have you come up with the fake things, and then Tommy sends them out to the world.
Taylor Decker traded.
All right, to who?
The Cardinals. We've done some work with the Cardinals. We can get another deal done.
I believe he's Summers in Arizona as well, so that would be perfect for that family.
Let's do the Cards. Basically for a 6th rounder and some cash.
Okay, put it up.
No. The tape is out. Taylor Decker was traded for nothing. They took his salary.
Give us a 6th rounder. Come on. Let's see. What else do we got? In a shocking move, we got rid of Aleem. We just paid him. We trade him to the Seattle Seahawks, and we get Gray Zabel.
The man we wanted out of the draft this year.
That's it.
From North Dakota State.
Yeah.
How's he look? Is he looking good for the Seahawks?
He had his little.
They're playing right now.
Yeah, he looked like a normal person in his picture.
That's a good check of the box right there. That's important for our offensive line.
Follow-up question I don't think we were ready for.
Probably not. Well, you know what? A little bit of a sloppy end of the show, but a sloppy day for the Lions, and it's spread. It's contagious, apparently, because it's all over the place. We're going to put this one behind us. All of us included, all 3 phases of the Lions, all phases of this show. But we thank you for being here, shareholders. If you're not a shareholder, what the hell are you doing? Become a shareholder today. Watch us on YouTube, like, follow, and rate us on Spotify and Apple. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram for those short-form clips. Next episode will be Wednesday to preview Week 10 and the Lions Commanders. Until then, let's go Lions.
Meow.
Womp womp.
Meow.